the name is, we live in a world that is so hectic and mad that almost the only way to survive nowadays is to be slightly insane.
Yeah, a lot of friends and peers in the industry kind of seem to be really mad to do something at home as opposed to in a professional studio.
When insanity becomes the cure is kind of referencing that type of lifestyle that the world has created. Inspiration for this project, Gary and myself have been playing in bands for 15 to 20 years now. Love the band environment. Band environments are brilliant in terms of camaraderie, relationship, and writing with versatile styles. But what I found in terms of this project is I wanted to break away from the project, the band environment of writing, and actually just write songs the way I wanted to, and Gary and myself saw the songs. There's no real sticking to a genre, there's no real sticking to a formula, it's just writing pieces of music.
Basically it's about songwriting, it's not really about band as such.
Less politics, as we all know, but in the end, just something that we've been looking to do for a long time, and it's starting to show a bit of fruition now. So
with a band, you kind of get sidetracked by what other people are thinking, what other people are doing, and kind of add elements that you didn't think of, which a lot of times is great, but a lot of times not so great. So this kind of project is going to be a bit more careful about what you're doing and the direction you're going. The dynamic of 2 as opposed to 4 or 5, it's a lot easier to work with.
Influences. Influences is always a bit more of a broader, I'd say, my books. Started very much the usual Metallica, Megadeth as major influences on my initial writing and music. The main reason I got into playing guitar was Megadeth and Metallica.
My musical influences, I think, mainly grew up listening to Guns N' Roses and 80s style bands. A couple of influences of my father when he was listening to his rock bands in the 70s, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, those bands.
There's In Flames in terms of the more melodic death metal side. Very much love melodic death metal. Rock, a few bands there with big Guns N' Roses. Sting, just as an off-the-cuff, very different influence. Sting was a huge influence. Mark Knopfler and your Dire Straits. Also had a side love for Spanish acoustic fingerpicking guitar. Love it. The response. Obviously this has been a slowly building project, so in terms of material being played out there has been fairly limited until this point, but surprisingly and quite happily positive. People have enjoyed the songwriting, have enjoyed the direction.
Dave Grohl went ahead and recorded in his garage, and some receptions have changed.
Firstly, we're starting without a band. It's just 2 of us which are doing all the instruments. The main aim is firstly to write songs that we enjoy, and then putting them out there firstly to see what the response is, and just actually the fun writing. Ultimately, it's starting with the chorus writing.
In this kind of project, you actually sit, write, take time, and actually listen. As compared to as a band, you think, work out your parts according to what everybody else is doing. In this project, kind of writing by listening, which is different to a lot of bands. It's a combination.
Promises, feelings are rare. Am I insane? It won't. Okay. Play that first one back. A good team is where the communication and the listening and the respect and the creativeness is all synergistic, if you want the word, but that's what's worked well between Gary and I.
I've got a weak spot where John has got a strong point, and when John has a weak point, I've got a strong point. So kind of filling the gaps for each other, mentality.
Tomorrow, to me, the way I envisioned the lyrics after we started writing them was, sometimes you got to live life as if there is no tomorrow. Sometimes we're so busy living today, yesterday, tomorrow, 3 weeks from now, last month, 10 years ago, that we sometimes forget to live now.
I know tomorrow is more about, you get the big dreamers out there, and all they do is dream. They don't actually go out and actually physically live and do what they dream about.
No Tomorrow was a song actually written about 10 years ago between another guitarist friend of myself and Adrian Krobler. He actually came up with the idea for No Tomorrow, the initial words. It's almost one of those songs that kind of just wrote itself. I started with a initial riff on that one. It just kind of just grew.
Song Storm, one of my favourite songs that we've kind of written together. John came up with a guitar riff in the studio, jammed it, recorded it, and then one day while he was away, he recorded a bit of a drum track.
It's a vast difference from No Tomorrow, which is more rocky. It's a more of a personal, soul-searching, in-depth song. Powerful, I love it. It's got the light and the dark shades that I really love in songwriting. But yeah, I really can't wait to finish it and show you guys what I'm talking about. But
it kind of happened on its own, because we didn't have to think about structure. We didn't have to think about what goes where, what kind of riffs we're talking about. It happened. It's sucked out of the universe to us. My instruments.
It kind of just grew to a nice little short 8-minute long song, which I'd love to write a few epics. But first and foremost, Aaron and I write these songs for one reason and one main reason only, for ourselves. We want to write good songs that we enjoy, that we would like to sit and listen to. And ultimately, we hope other people enjoy it, but ultimately, if we enjoy it, then that's half the battle won for us at the moment. So I'd love other people to see what we see in these songs, just take away the meaning for themselves.
Take out of it what you feel and what you hear. If you get as much satisfaction as we do out of the songwriting, then we're quite pleased with that. As far as buying CDs and stuff like that, you buy a CD, 14 songs in it, and you actually wanted the one song. With the digital format, you buy the song you want, without worrying about having to pay for all the other songs. So it makes music a lot more accessible, but you're going to have a lot more well-written songs for people to actually listen and buy.
Digital is just another advancement in the direction music will take. We'll probably find in 10 years' time there's a whole new format which we can't even conceive yet, but to me, no different. CDs have their place. Digital has a huge place in the much harder. What it means out there is it's the talent that will now speak through more than just a good record company with good marketing and all that. We've seen in the last few years people who just put a little video on YouTube become megastars, and people with all the backing fluff out and do nothing.
Yeah, with easy access to everybody have to recording studios and home recording studios, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to be heard, but I think it's going to be easier to stand out talent-wise for those people with a lot more talent. So,
in my belief, with more access to just the common people, it's going to be a lot harder, because there's going to be a hell of a lot more people vying for listening time, for people who are clamoring to be heard. But ultimately, it's the strength of the songwriting and the strength of the musicianship that's going to have to shine through ultimately, and that can come from anywhere in this world.
Yeah, songwriting is key, I think, at the moment. You get bought into a big record company and they buy your songs, it's because of your writing, not about what fits into their profile. It's more about what fits into the songwriting itself.